Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our puzzle cube into the title block we have. So this is the test one I just did. What I need to do to be able to do this is I'd start new, and I would go ahead and go to my title block I have already created. I'm going to double click on that. It gives me prompts, so I'm going to fill in all of these prompts. The first thing obviously is my name, Taff Vermeulen. My scale, I'm going to start out setting 1 to 1 on all of these. That's easy enough. 1:1. I'm going to go to date. Today's date is 11/7/12. And the drawing is going to be puzzle. So I'm going to just call that puzzle. Correct. Today is the 9th. Today is 11/9. I'm trying to keep this week from going too fast. So once I've typed that in, once again, if you keep up, awesome. If not, watch what I do. You can do it later. And you can always watch this video on Monday. So I hit OK. It starts this sheet for me. The first sheet that we are going to create, I'm going to do a base view. And I want to get an image of my puzzle all together. So I'm going to hit Open. I'm going to go into my puzzle. And I want the puzzle all together. So right here, I double click on that. I am going to want an isometric view of it all together on the first sheet. Does not matter which one I pick. I like this one. I am going to place it on the center of my sheet. That is the only thing that goes on the first sheet. I'm going to escape out so that I do not have to do a projected. Now, it would be nice if that was colored. Now that I'm escaped out, if I go back to the edge of that where it is lit up red, I can double click on it. Brings up the same box I was just dealing with. Also, you notice over here that I did have scale 1 to 1. I should have probably mentioned that. And I can shade it. Right here is how I shade it. Now, if you didn't catch this on the first one, I go slower through it each time, so you can catch it on other ones. I hit OK. That is my first sheet. This is going to have multiple sheets to this file. You are not going to go up to new each time to do that, otherwise it is all separate files. We can create this like a book, all new sheets from right here. So if you've created the first sheet, you would hit New Sheet. It prompts us again. I would go ahead and put in my information again. Scale, once again, I'm going to go ahead and do 1 to 1. I can always change that later if I need. Today's date is the 9th, not the 7th. And drawing is going to be puzzle, explosion, or EXP I'm going to call it, and say OK. Notice now that I have sheet 1 I can go back to, sheet 2 that I'm working on. Up here is where I got that base view once again, so base view. I'm going to open an existing file. Now, some students did not save their IPN. If they did not, they will have to recreate it. This is that exploded view. I double click on that. I'm going to find an isometric that looks good or matches what I did for my base view puzzle. You can see that that does not fit on my sheet of paper. So I'm going to come over here and change my scale 1/2. If your 1 to 1 fits, awesome. If it does not, you'll probably have to change that. I'm going to shade it before I close this. I'm going to place that right there and hit escape so I do not do projected views. Now, since I did that 1 to 2 instead of 1 to 1, I will have to change that in my text down here. The way I do that is under my title block over here on the left-hand side under sheet 2, I hit plus, and I will go ahead and double click on field text. It will allow me to edit things then that I have already done. So right there I changed that 1 to 2. OK. Now it updates down here. Once I have created my assembly or my assembled drawing all put together in the first page like I have right here, then my second page is the exploded view. Then I will start doing individual drawings of each sheet. Or of each puzzle part. So I'm going to do new sheet again, and I'm going to start with the blue part. It doesn't matter which one I start with. So I'm going to fill this in. My name is still Taff Vermeulen. I'm going to, of course, set the scale 1 to 1 to start with again. Date is 11/9/12, and drawing I'm going to call blue part, and hit OK. You notice that it updates all of that. I put my base view. Now we're going to do multi-view drawings for each of these. So I'm going to find my blue part, and I have to decide, well, first I want to set that scale 1 to 1. And I have to decide what makes the best front view. It does not have to be what is labeled as front view here. So if I go down through these and I find a better front view, I would place that as my front view. I'm going to go with the front view, just a coincidence. And we always have to place the front view first, otherwise it does not work right. So I place my front view. I do my projected view to the top, always before we hit escape there. This time I did not. I do my projected right side view, and I can create an isometric as well. Now, if you hit escape at this point, it will exit out of these and you will not get them. You have to right click, create. It creates all of them for me. I want the isometric shaded, so I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to shade it, and I'm going to hit OK. Right there, I am done with that sheet. So I'm going to demo one more of these and then go ahead and stop the video, and you'll just continue doing it for the rest of them. So I'm going to go through this one a little quicker. New sheet, Taft Vermeulen. I'm going to go ahead and do a scale of 1 semicolon or colon 1. I'm going to do today's date is 11/9/12, and I'm going to do a drawing name of green part. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do a base view. I'm going to find my green part. I'm going to open up, get green part. I'm going to find a view that I want to use as my front view. I like that one as my front view. Notice it is not front view over here. That's all right. I place that, projected right side, projected top, projected isometric, right click, create, double click on the red box around this. I'm going to go ahead and shade that. Okay. And if you save this, it saves all of them. So I'm going to save it in IED, puzzle, drawings, save, and that's what you'll do for the rest of them as well.